Okay, now we are going to deal with our supplementary readers lesson number 2, children at work. Okay, children at work. This is a story which has been extracted from the main story. The main story's name is Trash on Rat Picker and Children and Recycling. On Rat Picker, Children and Recycling. And this is written by Geeta Wolf, Anushka Ravishankar and Arijit Sen. These three people have written this book Trash. Okay, and Children at Work is a small part which has been taken from this book. Okay, and basically we are going to learn something about children who work. Okay, so the name or title of the story of this part is Children at Work. Before you read section, there are many reasons why children have to work. Okay, some help their family make a livelihood, others who run away from unhappy homes need to support themselves. Children who have to work can't go to school and play like other children of their age. So if you look at yourself, you are very, very, very lucky that you have your family, you live with your family, you have fortunately got very nice parents. Okay, and they are looking after your needs. But there are unfortunate children in this world around us who don't get parents like we have got. Okay, and if they get the parents, okay, they are not looking after them as our parents look after us. Okay, so that is why these children, they have either to work very hard for the family, or they have to run away from the family again, and they have to work hard for themselves. Okay, and they have to earn money. So children who have to work, they can't go to school like we go to school and we learn so many nice things and play like other children of their age. So this is a story of Velu, an 11-year-old boy who runs away from home. He wanders around for hours before getting on a train to Chennai without a ticket. Tired and hungry, he doesn't know where to go when a stranger at the station shouts a word of welcome. So we are going to learn the story of Velu, this boy, 11-year-old boy, who had run away from his house. When the Kanyakumari Express pulled in at Chennai Central, it took Velu some time to get off. When he finally stood on the platform, his legs felt wobbly, as if he was still on moving train. Okay, so when Velu entered the Velu had run away from his home, and he had boarded on the Kanyakumari Express, and he came to Chennai. Okay, and when he got down from the train on the Chennai platform, his legs felt wobbly. Wobbly means they were shaking as if he was still there in the moving train. Because of the long journey, it happens. Oi, out of the way! A porter went by with a loaded trolley. Velu jumped aside. So when Velu got down on the platform, someone cried from behind, "Oi, out of the way! Hato baju se, hato raste se." Like that, and he jumped aside, and he saw a porter went by with a loaded trolley. Porter means a person who carries our load or luggage on the platform or on the bus station. He sat on a bench on the platform, putting his small bundle down. In all his 11 years, he had never seen so many people, except once a year at the fair in his village. People walked by, bumping into him with their suitcases. A voice announced something on a loudspeaker. Near him, a group of people sat on their luggage, looking at a TV hanging from the roof. The noise was very terrible. So in his 11 years of life, he had never seen such a crowded place. Once in a year, he had seen in his village there used to be a fair. In fair, he had seen such a crowd, but not every day, not such a huge crowd he had seen. So he saw people moving here and there, bumping their suitcases on him. He saw people sitting on the luggage. They were looking at the hanging TV, and the noise was terrible for him. For the first time, he had seen such noisy place. So Velu put his head down on his knees, feeling miserable and exhausted. He had run away from his village 2 days ago. For 2 days, he had eaten nothing but some peanuts and a piece of jaggery. In his bundle, he carried a shirt, a towel and a comb. So Velu had run away from his village 2 days before. For 2 days he had nothing. He didn't eat anything but some peanuts and jaggery. He had carried with him a shirt, a towel and a comb in his back. He had walked for most of the first day to Kannauр and then got on the train to Chennai. Velu had no money for a ticket, but luckily the ticket collector didn't come to the unreserved compartment. He had tried to sleep on the floor near the door. A group of men next to him had played cards and shouted all night. So what happened before getting or boarding the Chennai train, the Kanyakumari Express, he walked for the first day, for the whole day he walked till to Kannauр. Okay, over there at Kannauр he boarded the train to Chennai. Okay, he had no money with him, so he traveled his journey to Chennai without ticket, and luckily the ticket collector didn't boarded the unreserved compartment. Okay, and he tried to sleep near the door, but people were there, a group of men were there, and they were playing cards and they were shouting all through the night, so he didn't get proper sleep. And he was thinking everything sitting on the bench on the platform. There he heard someone speaking, calling him. "Hey, what? New to town, huh?" called out a rough voice. Velu opened his eyes. There were a lot of people standing around, but nobody was looking at him. "Here! Hey! Look at me!" He turned around. Behind him was a girl around his own age, wearing a long banyan that came down to her knees. Her hair was stiff and brownish, and she had a huge sack on one shoulder. She was picking up dirty plastic cups from the floor and stuffing them. See, this was the girl. She's in banyan. Banyan is the Hindi word. Okay, and she's wearing it, and usually boys or men they wear banyan, but the girl here is wearing banyan, and Velu is sitting on the bench, and she, look at her, the way she is, she has a tired and her hair. Okay, so this is that girl. So she was carrying a sack in her hand and she was putting all the dirty plastic cups in that. Why is she calling me, thought Velu, and why is a girl wearing a banyan? So Velu was thinking in this way, why she was calling him and why she was wearing banyan. "No need to stare stupidly. What's your name?" "Velu," muttered Velu, looking away. "So, Mr. Velu," said the girl, looking at his bundle, "ran away from home?" Okay, so Velu didn't answer. He didn't want to tell some strange girl what he had done. He had run away because he couldn't stand his father's beating for one more day. His father would snatch away all the money Velu and his sisters earned and spend it on drink. So Velu had so that girl was inquiring Velu whether he had run away from his home or not. She knew everything because she knew that Velu had run away from home, but still, just to have the introduction, she was asking him the question. But Velu was not at all interested in sharing his own story with a strange girl. So he had run away from his house because his father used to beat him every day and used to snatch all the money which had been earned by him and his sisters, and he used to spend those money on drink. So Velu was fed up of all those daily activities and beating, so he could not stand by his father, and he ran away. "Don't think I don't know. This place is full of children like you. So what are you going to do here? Become rich?" So this was the question asked by the girl to Velu. She sat down next to him. Velu shifted away slightly. He felt hungry, pinching him, and pressed his stomach with a grimace. "Hungry?" asked the girl. So Velu was pinching his stomach like this because he was very hungry. Since 2 days he had nothing. He had eaten nothing. Okay, so she came to know and she asked, "Hungry, right?" So asked girl, "You won't get food by sitting here glumly making faces. I can find some if you want." So she offered her help to find out food for him. She picked up her sack and started to walk away. Velu stayed on the bench. What should he do? Should he follow this girl? Where was she going to take him? She was disappearing into the crowd. So he had to make up his mind quickly. All right, he decided. Anyway, I have no idea where to go. He jumped up and ran after her. She wasn't even looking back to see where he was. So Velu made up his mind and he followed the girl. He caught up with the girl as she was leaving the station. When they got to the road, Velu found that vehicles kept coming and never stopped for anyone. Smoke and dust flew at him from all sides, making his head spin. They had to wait for a long time before they could find a gap to run through. Velu kept hesitating, and the girl finally dragged him to the other side. So when Velu, he followed the girl, they came out of the station on the road, on the crossroad, and Velu, for the first time, he had seen so many vehicles running and they were not stopping for anyone. Smoke and dust, everything was there. Velu was surrounded by these things, and he didn't have the habit of these things, so his head was spinning because of hunger also, and because of the dust and smoke also, and he was thinking what to do. He came to on the middle of the road when he was trying to cross the road, and his head was spinning, and the girl came back and she dragged Velu by pulling him out of the road and bringing him on to the side of the road. What do you think you're doing? Grazing cows? If you stand around in the middle of the road like that, you will be chutney. So this is the girl, the way she spoke, we come to know that she was very used to all these things, all those traffic, vehicles, road rush, crowd, everything. She was used to it. So she said she warned Velu not to walk slowly on the crossroad because the vehicles would crush him down. So this is the way she spoke informally by calling him that the vehicles would make his chutney. Velu's heart was still beating fast. He looked back at Central Station and the traffic speeding by. How had they managed to come through that? They walked along the side of the road under some... See, this is how she dragged Velu from the traffic, away from the traffic. So where I was, yes, they walked along the right side of the road under some huge signboards. Velu looked up at the pictures: banyans, car tires, pens, a woman holding a box. The writing was all in English, so he didn't know what it meant. So when they went to the other side of the road, so Velu saw a huge signboards, and they all were of advertisements of banyans, car tires, pens, a woman holding a box. Okay, the writing was all in English, so he didn't understand what it meant. So from this we come to know Velu was not an educated boy, okay, because of his not able to understand the English. The girl turned onto a wide bridge and walked up. Velu stopped and peeped over the railing. Under him the road ran into the city. In the distance he could see huge buildings and towers and more roads. So girl, she went on the bridge, and Velu also followed her, and there he just tried to hold the railing, and he peeped down of the bridge of that railing, and he saw there many roads, okay, and he saw many towers and buildings and more roads. See that big building with the wall around it. If you are not careful, you will be soon be counting bars there. The girl grinned and pointed at a huge building. So over there, the girl pointed towards one building, and she told him, if you are not going to be careful, you would be there behind the bars, counting the bars. And Velu squinted and read the Tamil sign. The building which she pointed, in Tamil it was written Central Jail. So Velu came to know it was a jail, and he asked, why? I haven't done anything wrong. If I haven't done anything wrong, why they would put me behind the bars? So you don't have to do anything, just don't get caught, that's all. So the girl was so experienced. So what is she advising him? She advised him to be careful and not to get caught by the policeman. That's it. What does she mean? Velu wondered. Meanwhile, the girl was ready, heading down the bridge with the sack on her shoulder. What was in it? He had seen her putting plastic cups into it at the station. So Velu did not understand what she was trying to say, why she said that. But meanwhile, he saw the girl who was carrying the sack on her shoulder, and he was wondering what was there in that in that bag. And then he remembered that she was picking up plastic cups on the platform, and she was stuffing in her bag. So it was the thing. Okay, till here we'll learn the story of Velu and that little girl. Okay, till then please watch this video Again, if you have not understood, please go through the story in the textbook, leave your comments in the comment section, and we'll see other part of the story in our next video. Till then, thank you.